Eating foods with fat is definitely part of a healthy diet. There's just a lot of different types of fat, some of which you want to try to limit, like saturated fat and trans fat. Those two types of fat tend to raise the bad cholesterol in our body, which can cause heart disease and stroke. The other type of fat is called polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fats. It's kind of complicated words. Basically, what you should know is that things that are hard at room temperature that come from an animal, like butter, cream, the animal fat on a piece of meat, that's saturated fat, and you want to try to limit that quantity. But things that have monounsaturated fat are like olive oil and canola oil. They're great choices to use in replacement of saturated fat.
Absolutely.
And then even things that are like an avocado, which is really delicious, that's monounsaturated fat.
Okay.
So the idea is that you don't want to eliminate fat in your diet. You just want to try to have more of the monounsaturated, the olive oil, and the polyunsaturated fats in place of the saturated fat in your diet.
In this particular session, we want to show you how to make a fruit salad that would also be an alternative to another
High-fat dessert.
high-fat dessert. There we go. Thank you very much. So we have our ginger here. We want to take our ginger. And for me, I love the smell of ginger. It smells delicious. We want to take it and we want to cut a little piece off, but I'm cutting a little piece off because I don't necessarily need all of
Oh,
this.
that does smell good.
It does. It
As
smells
soon as
good.
you cut that in half.
And then you want to peel it, take off just the top layer.
And here's the situation where you're using ginger or a flavoring that can really enhance and infuse
Oh.
such delicious
Oh,
and
my goodness.
just really great flavors into a dessert
Right.
without
So-
using the fat.
Without using the fat, exactly. All right, so I'm peeling the ginger, which smells delicious. I'm gonna take this ginger and I'm gonna cut it in big chunks so that when the simple syrup is ready to go, we can pull this out easily. So I'm gonna cut it in half and make sure.
You know what I'd like too, we were talking earlier, that if you don't have a knife, you can always peel the ginger with the back of a spoon, which I always find to be something
Just in case you
just
don't
in
have
case you
your,
don't have a knife handy in the classroom. Oh, and you smell that?
I
That
know it
smells
smells
great.
so good.
So what are we making here?
We're making our simple syrup. So I'm gonna
right.
take this ginger over here to our pot, put it on the inside.
And that's half sugar and half water.
Half sugar, half water, and our ginger. So we have our water. And we have our ginger. We'll go ahead and pour it in. I'm sorry, not our ginger, our sugar.
And the ginger is just infusing, making the simple syrup a flavored one.
Right, and you should have the right eye when you try to turn it on. All right, we want to turn this pretty low. We don't want it to go really fast. We want to make sure that we have our water so when it starts to boil that our sugar that's on the inside begins to dissolve. But you can take a spoon and stir it occasionally. You don't want to continue to stir so fast that it doesn't keep its heat. And then you stir it and you let it set for a second. An alternative way to make simple syrup would be to put all your ingredients in, if you don't have a stove in your school. Put it in the microwave and turn it on for about 30 seconds. And then once the sugar is dissolved, then you know that you have completed your task as far as making the simple syrup. Now, I've heard that if you also put the ingredients on the inside of a glass, is that right?
Well, I think the glass would be kind of hard to shake, but maybe a jar. So
Maybe
if
a
you have a jar in the classroom with a lid and you put half sugar and half water and shake it, you know, maybe that's another way if there's no microwave or stove in your classroom to create or make a simple syrup.
All right, so now that we have our simple syrup going, we're gonna go ahead and talk about our fats.
Kids love to have chips for a snack, but they don't always realize how much fat there is per serving. And in this case, with 13 chips, there are 9 grams of fat for 13 chips, which, you know, a great way to show them how much fat that is that if there's 9 grams, 1/4 teaspoon is equal to 1 gram. And in this case, this is the amount of fat in 13 potato chips. But you know what you have to remember is that a lot of kids just don't have 13 chips. They may eat the whole bag.
36.
And in
40.
this case, there's 5 servings per bag. So 9 times 5, so they can do the math, is 45 grams of fat if they ate this whole bag of potato chips.
Which is easily done.
Very easily done. So maybe, you know, a good alternative sometimes is not to have chips that often, but instead have fruits or vegetables or yogurt or other healthier options for a snack.
With the encouragement of them making the snack themselves. So now we're gonna go ahead and show you how to make our fruit salad. So here we have our oranges, had to run away, the banana, of course we have our simple syrup going, and we have our mango. and our pineapple. So a good alternative to having, if you can't find mango, we want to make sure that we get the frozen. If it's canned, make sure it's canned in its own juices. We can have, I like to have a very colorful salad. So this is really colorful. So we have our pineapples and our mangoes. You can, the thing is you want to have frozen. You can also use fresh as well. So I'll take these and I'll put this in our bowl.
So there's mango and pineapple.
Mango and pineapple.
You know what's nice too, depending on what's in season. I mean, sometimes it could just be the blueberries or strawberries.
Absolutely, especially if it's
Just that.
closer to the end of the year when it's a little more warmer outside. We get the best fruit that we have had all year long. So, and then we want to peel our oranges.
So we have our mango and our pineapple in our bowl, and we're going to add some oranges.
Right. So we'll do about, I don't know. We want to make sure we kind of even it out. We don't want to have too much of one, but you can encourage them to put as much as they like.
And the
Stir
kids
it
can
around.
have fun peeling the oranges.
Absolutely. And then we also have our banana. So we want to take and we want to peel our banana. Like so, they can do this in their groups. Of course, they all want to peel the banana.
Well, it's just fun to have them do something versus just watch the teacher.
Right,
So
absolutely.
it's great to just encourage them to participate.
And then we want to also give you an idea that you don't necessarily have to have a regular knife, that you can have a plastic knife. And we want to cut our banana in small enough pieces. I don't think we want to have big chunks. Do you think?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. I think that looks perfect, and I think sometimes it's nice to add different sizes and textures and everything.
Absolutely.
The banana will be nice and soft, and
And
orange.
sweet too. It has this, well, they all have their own sweetness, but. And here we go. All right. So now we're going to go over here to our simple syrup. Now, I would like to tell you that you want to try to make your simple syrup earlier in the day because this, again, is a fruit salad. So we don't want to necessarily have a warm fruit salad. We want our salad to be cold. And we don't necessarily need the ginger. You can leave it in there if you're going to hold it for 2 weeks or so, but I don't know, it'd be too much ginger. What
I
do you
think it would be kind of strong for the kids.
Yeah, I think it would be too strong for them. It would be almost too spicy. It'd be a spiced ginger.
Right, like anything in cooking, all you have to, just taste as you go, and if it seems too strong, you can just add a little bit of water and even dilute it.
Right. So we want to pour 2 tablespoons per salad per group. So you don't want to take it and pour it over one, or either let them do this themselves. You want to make sure that they understand that they need to have a tablespoon. Take it.
And the simple syrup is just a nice addition to sort of even make the natural sugars in there even more sweet.
Yes, exactly. And then we
So-
take it and we toss it around a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, and I was going to say that sometimes it can even soften the fruit, and make it very syrupy and sugary and delicious for the kids.
Right, which is what they like. They like their own sugar. All right, so here we are with our fruit salad.